of science which deals with heat and its relation to work and energy. There are some scope and limitations of thermodynamics. Let us discuss. Scope. It explains about properties of matter and predicts the feasibility of chemical reaction. Means it predicts whether the chemical reaction is possible or not. So chemical reaction is possible, to which extent a chemical reaction can occur. So these are the things we get to know from thermodynamics. Now let us see the limitations of thermodynamics. The limitations of thermodynamics means it does not tell us about the path of the reaction and speed of the reaction. In thermodynamics, there are terms called system and surroundings. Let us discuss what are those. System. The part of universe in which the observations are made is called system. Surrounding. The remaining part of the universe is called surroundings. And boundary. The wall that separates the system from surroundings is called boundary. Let me explain you with one example. So let's think that the water inside the bottle is system. So the other part of the universe is called surroundings. So the walls of the bottle is separating the system, that is water, from the surroundings. So here the wall of the water bottle is acting as a boundary. So let us discuss types of systems. There are three types of systems: open system, closed system, and isolated system. Open system, which exchange both matter and energy, is called open system. So example for open system is living organisms. Closed system which can exchange only energy but not matter, is called closed system. So example for closed system is any matter in closed container is an example for closed system. Isolated system, which do not exchange both matter and energy, is isolated system. So example for isolated system is water in thermoflask. Now let us discuss extensive properties and intensive properties. Extensive properties. The properties which are dependent on the mass or size of the system is called extensive properties. For example, if I increase the level of the water, the volume increases. If I decrease the level of the water, the volume decreases. So here we understood that the volume is depending on the matter of the system. So it comes under the extensive property. The other examples of extensive properties are mass, volume, and total internal energy. So what is intensive properties? The properties which are independent of the quantity of system. So if I increase the level of water or decrease the level of water, it does not going to affect the temperature. So regardless whether I increase the level of water or decrease the level of water, the temperature remains constant. So other examples of intensive properties is temperature, vapor pressure. Let's discuss state of a system. The condition in which the state is present is defined by state of a system. In thermodynamics, there are certain properties like pressure, volume, and temperature defines the state of a system. They are also called as state variables or state functions. So state function, the function which is dependent only on initial state and final state is called state function. So examples of state function is temperature, pressure, and internal energy. And path function, quantities which are dependent on the path is called path function. Examples of this is heat and work. So let us discuss about thermodynamic process. There are four types of thermodynamic processes: isothermal process, isochoric process, isobaric process, and adiabatic process. So in isothermal process, the process which is carried out at constant temperature is called isothermal process. In isothermal process, delta T will be equal to 0. Isochoric process, which is the process which is carried out at constant volume, is called isochoric process, in which here in isochoric process delta V will be equal to 0. process. The process which is carried out at constant pressure is called isobaric process. So in isobaric process, delta P will be equal to 0. So adiabatic process, the process in which there is no heat transfer between system and surroundings is called adiabatic process. So here delta Q will be equal to 0. So let us discuss about internal energy. The total energy contained in a thermodynamic system is called total internal energy. Internal energy is an extensive property, and if the energy is released by the system, the delta U will be indicated with minus negative. If energy is absorbed by the system, delta U is positive. And it is also an extensive property. So in isothermal process, delta U will be equal to 0, because as I said to you that in isothermal process delta T is equal to 0 because temperature is constant. When there is no difference in temperature, there will be no transfer of heat. As a result, delta U will be equal to 0. So let us understand how to internal energy change by work. So here we take a adiabatic system. So here we take an example of adiabatic system. So this is adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall which does not allow transfer of energy but allows us work. So let us understand. So now I have two options, either mechanical work or electrical work. Now I can work upon the system. Now I can do mechanical work. First take a rod and churn the water. This is water. Churn the water continuously, so there will be changing temperature. As there is a change in temperature, the state of the system also changes. So as a result, internal energy also will be equal to 0. Now if I did mechanical work, now let's change the internal energy by doing electrical work. Now if I put a immersion rod which raises the temperature of water. If I put immersion rod, there will be change in temperature. As a result, there will also be change in internal energy. So it was found that in both the cases the internal energy is same. It doesn't matter whether I did mechanical work or electrical work. In both the cases, the change in internal energy is same. So this is what performed by famous scientist named J.P. Joule. So by performing this experiment, he concluded that change in internal energy is equal to adiabatic work. Adiabatic work. Now we denote adiabatic work with WAD. So now let us understand when the work is positive and negative. If work is done on the system, adiabatic work is positive, work done is positive.